Most people don't quit marketing because they're lazy. They quit because it feels heavy. And here's what I've learned. Marketing becomes exhausting when you're trying to build with pressure instead of principles. You see, I built my business online for years. And I've watched so many good people with real gifts burn out trying to copy tactics that don't match who they are. So in this video, I'm going to show you why marketing feels hard when it was never meant to. All right, so I'm going to pull up my slides now because I really want to start with something simple. Because see, if marketing has been feeling heavy for you lately, you're not crazy, okay? You're not insane, all right? And it's not because you're bad at business. All right, I want you to know that right now. Don't believe all this silliness that maybe you're telling yourself or that some other people might be saying to you. Because today I want to show you, why it feels hard and why it never was designed to. Okay, it was never designed to feel hard. All right, and I really want that to sink in. A lot of times our brain thinks things to be harder than what they actually are because of past experiences, because of the way we've been taught, the way we've learned things over the years, but it's not supposed to be, okay? It really isn't supposed to be. So let's dive into this even much more because see, most people just assume that marketing feels hard because they're missing something, right? And a lot of times what happens is there are a certain segment of people in the marketplace who try to sell you on FOMO, who try to sell you on that you're falling behind. They try to sell you on, hey, this was happening today. If you don't do this now, you're going to be out of business. And, they sell all this stuff to make you feel like you're missing out, to make you feel like you were always behind. Everything right there, right? I'm sure you heard, here's a better strategy or a better copy or better ads, things like that, right? Get some water here. All right. But that's not the real issue, my friend. It really, it's not. It's how the people out there make money. It's how they brag about the things they have. But it's not the real issue. It's not the real issue because see, when something feels forced consistently, there's usually not a skill problem. It's a foundation problem. Okay. See, people try to make it seem like it's more than what it is. But usually it's not a skill problem. It comes down to a foundation problem that you have. And just like a home, when you have a problem with the foundation, well, guess what? Where's the foundation? The foundation is not visible, right? When you and I go look at a home or a building, guess what? We don't see the foundation with our naked eye. But the foundation is the most important component of that structure, even though you don't see it, right? But if the foundation is not where it needs to be, it's not as strong as it needs to be, that building is weak. That building will crumble. Okay, that building won't last. And it's the same thing with you. Okay, so it's not that this stuff it isn't accidental. In other words, what I'm saying, okay? Because see, many entrepreneurs are genuinely called by God. They are. Because God has a plan, right? And God is active in the marketplace. I mean, and the Word of God talks about that. It says many are called. Okay, so many entrepreneurs are generally called by God, but, and this is a big but, all right. And whenever you hear the word but, right? I know from what was the famous poets of the '90s was Bill DeVoe. You can't trust a big butt and smile, right? Well, I'm about to give you a big but right now, all right? Because whenever you hear the word but always negates what was said prior to that. So many entrepreneurs are genuinely called by God, but they're trying to build that calling using systems that were not designed for them. Ooh. If I had $25, $30, $50, $100 every time I do a challenge, I do a masterclass, I do a virtual event, I do a workshop, and people show up for it and they tell me that I joined this such and such program, I invested such and such in this and that, yet what they was trying to get me to do, it wasn't in alignment with me. It wasn't designed for me, right? And they kept forcing me, telling me to do something that what didn't line up with me, right? It made me feel like I wasn't being myself. I couldn't be genuine. Ding, 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 ring, ding, ding. Does that sound familiar? See, that creates a tension. When people are selling you something that suits them, that benefits them, but it doesn't benefit you. And that creates a tension. And guess what? That tension creates resistance. Okay, I need to understand that. That tension that you feel, you know, that you want, it's creating resistance, and it all comes from misalignment. Misalignment always, write this down. Misalignment always creates friction. And it does it in 3 areas: spiritually, emotionally, and practically. It does it spiritually, emotionally, and practically. You will always see misalignment rearing its ugly face in those 3 key areas of your life and business. And see, quick pause. If this is hitting home, my book, Kingdom Marketing Secrets, drops soon. Link below to get the free checklist and early access. You probably feel this pressure, right? There's this constant pressure. The marketplace is built off of pressure, and this pressure makes you feel like I gotta constantly prove I'm legit, right? That I gotta constantly be seen in this type of light. You know, they have a phrase that I learned a long time ago when I used to be in direct sales. They said, fake it till you make it, right? And a lot of folks had to fake it or faking it. And guess what? That imposter syndrome comes on. They're like, man, this is not me. But I'm told I got to do this in order to be successful, right? So you got this overwhelming pressure to try to prove you're legit, to try to prove that you're credible, to try to prove that you are an authority, to try to prove that you actually can help people in the marketplace. And then you have this noise. Oh my goodness, it's so much noise. It's just so much noise today online, right? And everybody's a guru. And there's too many voices telling you who to be. Right? There's too many voices telling you who to be. And what happens is you compare yourself to others. Because you're like, I'm not in alignment with them. I can't do with them, right? And they telling you, well, this is what you need to be. If you want to be successful, you need to be like me. And then you have the spiritual conflict that takes place out of that. What's the result? A spiritual conflict. See, you're trying to honor God while using tactics that don't sit right. While using tactics that are not in alignment with your assignment. While using tactics that is not what God put you on this planet to do. See, that guru, those guru programs that you and I join, 99.9% of them are not in alignment with God. So if they're not in alignment with God, how are they going to help you get in alignment with God? If their focus is 100% on making money, they're not in alignment with God. And so what happens is you want to honor God, but you're doing these methods, these tactics, these strategies that don't even sit right. And all of a sudden, the spirit of compromise begins to show its ugly face. Right? And that internal conflict, it drains you. It overwhelms you. It frustrates you. It immobilizes you before you can ever hit publish, or post, or send. Because it's a spiritual battle that's taking place within. And when you try to understand this, see, here's the deal. Kingdom marketing is not about doing less. Okay? See, a lot of folks want to try to tell you something, but or not just folks. The enemy wants to tell you something. See, the enemy wants to tell you that kingdom marketing is about being less. That's why you got to do these things that everybody else is doing. But kingdom marketing is not about doing less. It's about doing things from a different source. Okay? Our Father is the source. So it's simply about doing business, doing your methods, doing those things from a different source than what everybody else is doing. Because you really got to understand this. And it took me a long time to get this. And I teach all my clients this inside of our God Masterpiece programs. See, it took me a long time to get this. Marketing was never meant to come from pressure. I was taught these things because I was told, if you want to sell, if you want to be successful, you got to learn these methods and strategies. And I was taught these things from even so-called quote unquote Christians out there too in the marketplace. But see, marketing was never meant to come from pressure. It was meant to come from clarity. It's always been meant to come from clarity. In fact, see, Jesus himself said something very profound in the Word of God. He said that what? You will know things by their fruit. Right? An apple tree does not produce lemons. A mango tree does not produce watermelon. A peach tree does not produce tomatoes. Right? So an apple tree produces apples. So you will know things by the fruit. And that applies to marketing too. Ask yourself this. I want you to really think about this right now. I want you to ask yourself this. Ponder on this for a minute. Ask yourself, what does your marketing produce in you? Have you ever thought about that? Most of us never have. But what does your marketing produce in you? Does it produce peace or anxiety? Think about it. Does it produce tranquility? Does it produce rest? Does it produce stillness or constant fretting, frantic, hustling, grinding, worry? Let me ask you this. Does your marketing produce confidence or comparison? Do you always feel like I'm not good at such and such? Do you always feel like I'm always behind? Do you always feel like I should be further ahead than where I am today? Right? Do you always feel like, man, things are not happening fast enough for me? Right? See. Does your marketing produce that in you, where you're constantly seeing what other folks are doing, and you're constantly doing more and more? Why? Trying to compete, trying to keep up. See, your fruit never lies. Fruit never lies. Do you feel exhausted? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel frustrated? Or do you feel at ease? Are you able to lay down every night at peace? Or you're constantly consuming more and more and more and more and more because you think you need more and more and more and more and more because they're telling you you need more and more and more and more and more, yet you're finding yourself still where you are. Again, fruit never lies. And see, most people treat strategies and algorithms as the highest authority. Ooh-wee. So many folks are trying to hack the algorithm. So many folks want the hidden strategies or the hidden tools or the hidden secrets, all these things, right? And they think they put these strategies, they put the algorithms on all the platforms out there, trying to hack the algorithms, trying to go viral, right, as the highest authority for them. And so they're like, well, the marketplace is telling me what's valid and what's not. But see, kingdom marketing flips that order. Not saying those things are not important. It's just that's a different order in the kingdom. See, kingdom marketing turns that order upside down. And I teach this concept called prosperity pyramid that flips the whole concept of what we've been taught upside down. So kingdom marketing flips that order. See, strategy is a servant, not a master. Strategy should be put in position to serve what you're doing, not to master and control what you're doing. Not to be the end all be all. I made the mistake many times before in the past. Ask me how I know. Seeking strategy, seeking all the gurus, joining all the masterminds. I'm trying to invest in 15,000, 20,000, 55,000, and right, seeking the strategies and making the strategies the master. And God had to reel me back in. Because see, when God is first, everything else finds its place. One of the most profound verses in the Bible is Matthew 6:33, where it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else should be added unto you. See, when God is first, everything else is in proper order. All is well. Then those things can be added unto us. Everything else begins to find its proper place, its proper priority, but it comes down priority. Are we seeking the right things? Are we investing in the right things? Do we have the right motives in seeking those things? And is our priorities in the correct order? And see, I'm not here to throw shade or throw stones, all right, at condemning tactics. This is not about condemning tactics, all right? This is about discerning foundations. See, we got to understand, see, worldly marketing, it thrives on urgency and comparison. Everything in worldly marketing is built on urgency and comparison. Okay, that's their money-making methods. That's their NLP strategies. There's their sales psychology strategies. There's their marketing psychology strategies. There's their mindset is built on urgency and comparison to make you feel less than. But kingdom marketing, it flows from clarity and service. See, kingdom marketing flows from clarity and service. See, you don't sacrifice results by honoring God. You actually multiply them. Because God operates from the principle of multiplication. The word of God says that he can send 1,000 to flight, one can send 1,000 to flight, and two can send 10,000. But that doesn't make logical sense in the world of mathematics and logical worldly mathematics, right? But God works on multiplication. Everything Jesus did was about multiplication. So see, you don't sacrifice results by honoring God. You actually multiply. You speed up the results. I know it seems oxymoronic, right? It seems like it's a dichotomy because that's not how the world teaches. But here's the deal. You don't need to burn everything down. All right. And like, I'm not saying go set the fire to the breeze, like fire in the whole boom, throwing grenades and blowing everything up. No, you don't have to go and blow everything up. London Bridge is falling down, right? You don't have to do that. The roof is on fire. I'm gonna say you go set everything on fire. All right. You don't have to burn everything down. You simply just need to realign. Okay. You need to realign. First thing you need to do is order the fruit. You need to become a true fruit inspector and not so caught up in the glitz and the glamour of the money, everything else that comes along with it that people will entice you with. Audit the fruit. Then secondly, you need to seek God's clarity. Okay? Is God in this? Or you clearly hear from God, or there are some ulterior motives deep down inside. Right? What's your true why? The Bible says, God judges the heart. God knows the motives. It says every way seems right to a man, but God knows your motives. God judges your heart. God knows the mind. You can fool others. You can fool yourself, but you can't fool God. Okay? So seek God's clarity. And thirdly, you got to realign. Okay? You got to begin to realign one element. All right? Why is this so important? Because see, small alignment shifts create massive results. Write that down. Small alignment shifts create massive results. You don't have to go out and change, be this, night and day type of thing. Small alignment creates shifts in the atmosphere, creates shifts in the marketplace. And guess what? Those results multiply, and those results turn out to be massive. Okay? It's kind of like a fault line. You see a fault line. It can be a very small crack, but it can create massive ramifications in the world. And thinking about that, I want you just for a minute, just imagine marketing without anxiety. I just want you to imagine marketing without anxiety right now. What does that look like? If you were to have market right now without anxiety, what does that look like? What does that feel like? Right? I want you to picture in your mind's eye. Imagine attracting people that you actually are called to serve. I want you to imagine that. Imagine people that you actually are called to serve as well. What does that look like as well? Imagine that and imagine growth. Imagine growth that doesn't cost you your peace. Imagine growth that doesn't cost you your peace. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What are you seeing right now in your mind's eye? Imagine marketing without anxiety. Imagine attracting people you actually call to serve. And imagine growth that does not cost you your peace. And what is that worth to you? If you were to have those things, what is that truly worth to you? You see, what we talked about today is just the foundation. It's literally just the foundation. It's not the first floor, second floor, third floor, fifth floor, 10th floor. It's just the foundation piece to that. There is a full framework behind this. Okay? And here's a cool thing. Check this out. I'm actually finishing a book right now called Kingdom Marketing Secrets: How to Build a High-Impact, Faith-Driven Brand Without Compromise. And in that book, it goes much deeper into this. Okay? Much deeper into this. And if this resonated with you, right? And if you felt that tension, be honest. If you felt that tension and it's there, and you're willing to admit that it's there, that we talked about earlier, I've created a free Kingdom Marketing Checklist to help you audit your current marketing. Okay? And also, check this out. You can get early access to the book, the book Kingdom Marketing Secrets as well. All right? So, you want to get access to that, you simply get this, there's a link below. click that link below. You could join the early access list for the Kingdom Marketing Secrets book, and I'll give you the free Kingdom Marketing checklist along with that as well. You get access to some really cool stuff and some really cool bonuses as well. Marketing was never meant to feel this hard, okay? And I'm there with you, all right? Because I've been there, and I know exactly how you feel, because I felt the exact same way too. But what I found when I began to get in alignment and market the way the kingdom teaches us to do so, everything shifted and changed. So marketing was never meant to feel this hard, and it's time to discover the way it was always meant to be. All right, my friends, so if marketing has been feeling heavy for you, I want you to hear me clearly. It was never meant to feel like striving. See, this is exactly why I wrote my new book, Kingdom Marketing Secrets. It's coming soon, and I've got a free bonus checklist for anybody who wants early access. The link is below. Get on the list now. And if you want more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed. God bless you. Until next time, put God first in all that you do, and you too shall succeed.
Built with the king, I don't hustle or chase it. I move by sign, man, I stay in my place. Authority talk when I step in the room. Kingdom marketing, heavy set the moon. Built with the king, I don't hustle or chase it. I move by sign, man.